Down, out. What's up, everybody? You are tuned into the Elks Call, your home for Edmonton Elks fan talk. My name is Scout, aka the rep from Section X.
And I am Catherine, aka Do You Even Elks?
Catherine, we're at a 1-6 now.
Yeah.
A 1-6.
We sure are. It definitely feels like a little bit like last year.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, I think what we started at 0-7 and then finally got one.
Mhm.
But 1-7 is looking at us straight in the face. So hoping that's not the case.
Mhm.
Hoping that's not the case. We'll see what happens. Now, this last game, it was an entertaining loss, but a loss once again. But every episode of the Elks Call is a win. Because of our viewers and listeners. So we can't thank you enough for riding with us. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and favorite buttons, as your support means everything to us here at Shotgun Sports Number.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's take a look at the show schedule, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that.
We're going to open up with some fan shoutouts here. And then next, we're going to give you a Kathy's Herd Report, where we bring you the latest news and transactions in Double E land. After that, we're going to give you an Edmonton sports update. And then we are going to do a little green and gold, our spin on hot or not. And then finally, we're going to open up the fan forum, where we talk about hot topics surrounding the Edmonton Elks and the CFL world as a whole. We're interactive, which means our viewers and listeners, well, specifically viewers, I guess, because you would have to be watching live, but our viewers can comment and ask questions in the herd chat if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. All right, let's get the show rolling with some herd shoutouts here. This segment is brought to you by Royal Retros. Save 10% off your order by using code Shotgun Sports, all caps, no spaces. If you like throwbacks, you're going to love Royal Retros. The Throwback Kings, they have old school CFL style merch and official CFLPA merchandise as well. So go check them out, royalretros.com. Use code Shotgun Sports, all caps, no spaces, to save yourself 10% off. All right, some fan shoutouts here. Gotta give some shoutouts to our awesome Double E fans, especially those that visit us in the tailgate, and of course our listeners, our viewers. All Double E fans, big shout out to everybody. But specifically on this last game, Klima's lid swung by. Huge donor to the tailgate, to our tailgate anyway. So we got to give a big round of applause for Klima's lid. Also, Jeff, the Ticats fan. So at halftime, I ran into this fellow Jeff. He had his Ticats gear on. He's like, "Hey, man, big listener." I'm like, "What? Like, you listen to our show? You're a Ticats fan."
What are you doing?
Yeah, and he's like, "Well, this is like the only time of the year, twice a year, I usually wear Ticats gear. That's his number one team." But he lives here in Edmonton. He loves CFL, so he comes to the Elks game. So that's pretty cool.
There you go.
Shout out Jeff. Shout out you, man. Mick Aussie ended up swinging by the tailgate. Big shout out to Mick Aussie. Will Lumsden and his crew, we saw them in the stands. Didn't see them in the tailgate this time, but they're usually around. Stacy Hammond Eggs. Ken is great stuff. He always swings by, usually has a dish to show off, or at least is telling us about his. So really sweet. The Nervous family. Shout out Jace, Whitney, Ryan, and Jules. And then, of course, Kyle ended up swinging by the tailgate as well. Tried to find me an alternator, because we're going to get to that story here in a bit. Truck ended up breaking down on the way to the tailgate. We'll tell you that one real quick here shortly. But Supervan Mike, Turf District, those guys are always good stuff. And then Janelle and Sean, the list goes on. As far as our tailgate, we didn't quite make it in on time, did we?
No, we certainly did not. Well, it wasn't that bad. It was like half an hour late.
Well, and luckily, a lot of our other fellow fans were doing pancakes, so I don't think that there was any shortage of pancake in that tailgate on Saturday. But alternator went on the truck, found out as we were driving out, had to do a quick change, and luckily we made it in. So very, very fortunate for you having a vehicle that runs.
Yeah. At least there was something there.
Hey,
We were able to get there, which is good. I mean, we were able to pivot quite quickly, which is nice. Even though we forgot our tailgate passes on the way.
oh yeah, that was the other thing. Yeah, we totally forgot the tailgate passes.
So we did have to come back. So technically, we would have only been about 15 minutes late if it wasn't for the fact that we had to go back. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was maybe it was just a premonition of how the day was going to go.
Oh no. All right. I mean, the game was also a mess, like you said, like you're kind of alluding to here. But we do have your herd report, which is going to talk all about it. So why don't we get into it? This is Kathy's herd report, where we talk recent news, transactions, and everything else. Today's herd report is brought to you by the Rouge, White, and Blue podcast. Oz and Joe have you covered on the latest happenings in the CFL from across multiple borders. Americans talking Canadian football. Rouge, White, and Blue, only on Shotgun Sports Network. Real quick before we dig into this, we are also giving away a tailgate pass and a pair of tickets.
Ooh, the whole thing.
The whole ship bang bang.
And not only that, though, what is it going to be? What tickets are they?
The Elks Herd experience.
It's our tickets.
We are giving away a Section X row 6 seats 1 and 2.
Technically, can you do the 4 if they have children?
If you have 2 kids, technically we could give away 4.
Just keep that in mind. If you have kids,
you can't cheat it out.
No, you can't. People can tell whether they're youth tickets, but it's 2 adults and 2 youth tickets. Unfortunately, we will not be able to make the game nor the tailgates. So you get the chance to see things and experience things through our eyes. You can go to the tailgate. You're not obliged to. You don't have to feed people. Let's just put it that way. You don't have to do the Elks Herd experience.
not to the extreme, right?
Not to that extent. But you can enjoy the tailgate and you can enjoy our seats and you can post pictures that we feel very jealous.
Yeah. I mean, we would love to be at the game. Unfortunately, we cannot. But also fortunately, because it's a wedding. So our friend is getting married. Very excited to celebrate that union, but at the same time, it means that we're not going to be there at the game. Our viewers and listeners have an opportunity to win these tailgate passes and, of course, 2 to 4 tickets down in Section X. So we're going to be giving these away for 2 weeks. We're going to get into it later on. We will not be giving them away immediately. So you do have to stay tuned to the Elks Call here to apply for these tickets. Yeah. I mean, enter the draw. Enter the draw.
There you go.
We're not even asking for payment because that would be illegal.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely revisit that with more details on how you could win them.
Speaking of illegal, this last game was criminal. Let's get into it.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. It definitely is a good word for it. It's not. It wasn't. I don't know. I think it was better. It was better than the previous game, which is an improvement. But let's get into it.
Still was a loss, right? That's
let's get into it. Let's really break it down. Let's start with the first quarter. It was a scary start to the game.
Yeah.
Hamilton returned the opening kickoff for 75 yards, and it was quickly followed by a touchdown. We hadn't even made it to our seat by that point. Not gonna lie, when we were sitting down and the boys were like, "Oh, they already have a touchdown," like I was, it's gonna be one of those games.
Yeah,
it's gonna be one of those.
Nights, yeah.
I even turned around and I told the boys, like, "Hey, don't expect the same kind of game as the last win that they saw at home. Right?
Yeah,
it's not gonna be the exact same, especially after that start." Edmonton responded, however, with a very strong drive of their own. It was highlighted by a touchdown rush from Justin Rankin. But of course, there was an offside penalty that nullified the touchdown. Like, when it comes, I feel like that's the story of this whole thing, and we'll talk about it. It's penalties at the worst times, right? And it's, how do you go about getting an offside penalty when there's a touchdown? Like, if there's the worst timing for something like that, for an offside, is that you don't do that. Making mistakes at the worst of times. That seems to be the story of this game.
Which the thing is that like the offside happens before the touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the
Yeah.
offside is one of the first things that happens.
But when you're that close and you know that there's a possibility that this play will result in a touchdown,
Yeah,
you don't.
take
Simple as
the
that.
extra second before jumping
Yes,
forward, right? Like you
exactly.
can slow it down a little bit.
If there is a time that you do that. But and even before that play, there was an illegal block penalty that moved us back.
Yeah.
So we were once again, in my thoughts were, I was like, oh well, is it going to be one of those games again that we see just a whole bunch of penalties? It was hard not to think that it would be another penalty laden game, for sure. But thankfully, Justin Rankin was able to try again and get a 10-yard touchdown right after that. So thankfully,
take a touchdown.
Hamilton definitely countered though with another efficient no huddle drive, mixing short passes and quick rushes. They capped it off with a 2-yard rushing touchdown too.
Yeah.
So the Elks' last drive stalled, and it ended in pressure in the backfield. Fajardo, I'm gonna say it like that. Who was it? Was it his mom that said that? That's how you should be saying it.
No. It was I forget who said it, but
it was somebody that said it should be Fajardo. Anyways, a Fajardo sack and a punt. I know we scored a touchdown in this quarter, but you know I was expecting much of the same for the rest of the game, to be honest. The second quarter, it was a back and forth battle of missed opportunities, I find.
Yeah.
It was good for Edmonton at least because we were in pretty even field.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like we were holding, right? We were holding field position for multiple points in that game, which that's kind of what you need. But at the same time, you also need to get aggressive too.
Yes.
And that also did drop off at some point during this game.
On the fourth.
Drop off, literally.
We'll talk about that, but yes, it certainly did.
Yeah.
Right after this, Edmonton struck first. They had a strong offensive drive. There was a 25-yard pass to Stephen Dunbar Jr., and that set up a 1-yard touchdown plunge by Snyder. At this point, they forced Hamilton to punt twice, despite Bo Levi Mitchell's attempts to really push down the ball and have short conversions. However, as it's the story, it was a promising drive and it stalled out right at the goal line with the 3 consecutive attempts on the 1-yard line. I feel we have PTSD.
Groundhog Day with this team, like absolute Groundhog Day. Like 3rd and 1s. It doesn't matter what year it is. For whatever reason, this team cannot get the ticket punched when it comes to 3rd and 1s. Like they struggle. I don't know what it is. I wish I knew.
And like seriously, it feels like mild PTSD. You see that happen, and you remember all the other times that have happened in previous years and how bad it is. Right. Turnover on downs on the 1-yard line. Another one of those things that should not happen.
No,
it definitely shouldn't. At least the defense held Hamilton to a pointless quarter.
Yeah, and I mean that is a positive. I mean, we are going to talk a little bit more about the defense later on in the show, so we won't dig into it too much here. But I think the defense did all right, especially in that quarter. They did hold their own.
They did. Well, they held him back. And we know everybody's scared of Bo Levi right now. He's having himself a year. So you know for sure that your defense has to be in top shape to be able to hold him back.
Well, yeah, especially against Bo Levi. Yeah. Like, I mean, it is what it is. He's still playing well. Yeah. Nobody could have expected this kind of performance. I think, except for maybe Bo Levi. Maybe he could have expected it, right? But especially when you take a look at last year, Hamilton, he started to get hot near the end of the season, and now we see Bo Levi Mitchell in prime form all over again.
Yeah,
I mean, crazy. credit to him. He smashed a record, I believe, Doug Flutie's record. I want to say. Yeah, he ended up smashing a record there. So I mean, he's playing well, and unfortunately, he had a milestone game against the Edmonton Elks.
I know how much you don't like Bo Levi. But anyways, the third quarter, we started the second half strong. We had a big return by Javon Leake. It set up the stage for Fajardo to leap a short drive capped off by a 13-yard touchdown pass to Justin Rankin. I feel like Justin Rankin had himself a game in this
Had
one as
himself a
well.
game. He was involved on multiple
Yes.
plays.
Yes. And, we've talked about this before on how there has to be receivers that
Yeah.
are there that you're expecting those kinds of plays, right? So maybe Justin
But
Rankin
Justin
is the
Rankin
one.
is a running back. That's the thing. He's a running back. He should not be catching balls, or at least catching balls as often as he is. He's supposed to be utilized as a running back.
I'm pretty sure we've had that conversation. I'm pretty sure I asked that. I was like, why is he in a wide receiver's position? What is he doing there? What is happening?
Check down city.
Yeah. But hey, of course, it was a good drive. It was that mix that we were looking for of passing and rushing. You had there was a 21-yard catch and run by Rankin. There were a few rush passes, so that was a really balanced drive that we saw, and it was
sustained.
Yes,
I think sustained is the big word here.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see the offense move the sticks methodically, slowly.
Yeah.
You don't always want to do these huge plays. Dip. What is it? Dip and dunk, I believe is the term, right? That's what we saw them do, especially in the third and the fourth quarter. We need to see that from this team. That's what's going to get you. That's what's going to keep that defense, their defense, on the field while your offense is staying out there, kind of wearing them down. Right? You need more of that.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. And I mean, it may not have been the result that we wanted, but there were some really good drives.
Yeah.
There were some really good drives. So, and anyway, despite the strong field position, several big plays, both teams were just trading punts. Defenses began to tighten, and Edmonton's offense continued to find little successes in little chunks. The Rankin had a 19-yard bust, but struggled with, once again, consistency. Yeah. There was a no yards penalty, and they just kept stalling around in the midfield. So that's once again, it feels like it's the same story over and over. And going into the fourth quarter,
it's not like they were really looking bad even at that point, right?
Yeah, well,
they looked good in the third and the fourth. It's not your typical third quarter blues that we've seen in the past, right?
And we were looking at the stats. We were looking at everything there, and you could tell it was very evenly matched at that point. There wasn't. It was very evenly matched. It could go either way at this point.
Right.
The fourth quarter started as a tightly contested defensive struggle. Really, we saw that going on both teams. They kept trading punts once again, incomplete passes, drive stall near midfield. Edmonton did manage to break the deadlock with a 33-yard field goal from Vincent Blanchard. Once again, he's 100% in these past few games, so good for him. And it gave Edmonton a narrow lead. However, momentum swung Hamilton's way after Fajardo threw that costly interception. Pretty sure that we said that was the turning point. Yeah. That was it. That was what was going to break, the momentum that the Elks had, and it was going to move it to Hamilton's favor.
Yeah, but Fajardo did come up with a huge pass to almost seal the deal.
He did. I mean, we did see the Bo Levi Mitchell capitalized. Of course, he had his own touchdown with that he passed to White. But of course, in typical Elks fashion, we just could not finish. We could not close out the fourth. There was a 37-yard line throw from the 37-yard line to Julian Grant, and he just dropped the ball. That just ended the drive.
Terrible.
It was, once again, one of those costly mistakes at the wrong times. Yeah. You have to be, I feel like that's just not okay. If there are things that you just don't do, is the potentially winning touchdown, you do not drop that ball.
Yeah, and I mean that right there, that was pretty much the end of it, right? The Edmonton Elks weren't really going to come back after that. That was game. And so close, yet so far away at the same time.
It's those key mistakes at the key times.
Yeah.
Not being able to finish. How do you go about having a really good first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and just absolutely everything goes to
Yeah. I know, and
It's
I think that they were really close. I think they held Hamilton well. They held their own, all of these things, but there's no such thing as moral victories with this team anymore.
no.
And that's the
We're
frustrating
past that.
part.
We're
You're
past
well
that at
past
this
that.
point.
Well past it, right?
Right now it's a win or break.
Yeah, it's we need wins now, and especially as far as this fan base, right? This fan base is bleeding for way too long. It's frustrating. Yeah, no other way to put it. Now, I do want to acknowledge some of the Herd Chat comments here. Ken does say a good one right off the top. Receivers need to be better on those plays. I think you are indeed referring to, well, just a lot of the plays in general, this team. Receiving has not been elite. We are going to talk more about that later on. So I do not want to get into it right now, but Ken, we are going to get back to that one. We need a big fullback for 3rd and 1 or more practice with the short yardage quarterback, which Jacob Plamondon, I'm not sure if he actually drew it. So Jacob Plamondon is back. He's a big fullback that can push some of these guys, or at least block some of these guys.
Make a little way.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit more power there, right? And I mean, Tanner Green can only do so much on his own. You do also need different types of fullbacks for different types of scenarios.
That was Snyder, right?
Cole Snyder at QB for the short yardage. Now, Cole Snyder is not technically a short yardage quarterback. The thing is that when these guys come in and can be a decent quarterback, the problem is that they get relegated to QB3 to do short yardage.
Right.
So I mean, like, really, what film are you picking up at short yardage?
Yeah.
Trying to push the ball over.
How about
Taylor Cornelius?
Bring him back. I loved how tall he was. He could just go over, everybody. No, but how about if it's 3rd and 1, Fajardo goes in.
No, but he
was doing well in short yardage too.
But what if he gets injured and now you lose your QB1 for doing those types of plays? Now, and I do agree. Because when back in 2015, I watched Michael Riley punch it in as QB1. Everybody drink. That is a drink.
Scout brought up Michael Riley.
Michael Riley, the man, the myth, the legend. Let's take a look here as well. Ryan Nervous, what up, Ryan? They played the best I've seen this year. I feel it was a poor call in the first half to go for it on 3rd and 1, take the points at that point of the game, part of the game. Dropped pass again by Julian Grant. This is the 2nd week in a row. Kayon Julian Grant has dropped critical passes. Now, he was able to make up for it last week. This week, not so much. No, I mean, this is make or break scenarios.
No, this is no longer here's the second try. This is no longer like, oh, it's okay that you didn't do that. Let's try again.
Yeah.
Especially not in that situation. You either get it or not, you gotta catch it.
Like, I mean, those are your 3rd and 1 scenarios. Those are your, like, it just, Kayon Julian Grant, unfortunately, and I mean, he's had good looks. I think that pass was really good by Cody Fajardo. It was on target. I stood up and celebrated before the ball even hit his hands.
I think there were a couple of those that we celebrated a little too hard before.
Oh yeah, that touchdown that was called back, right, for that offside.
Yes.
That was absolutely ridiculous. Celebrating, pumping up the stadium, doing the flex. I'm like, yeah, that's us. And then they're like, yeah, the player was actually offside. We're pulling it off the board. You're like, what?
We didn't even know what the penalty was.
No.
We didn't even hear it. We were celebrating a little too hard. But
they hit off the fireworks. Like, I mean, it's a big celebration. What do you want to do? We also have here minor issues, but a heck of a game, especially against Hamilton, which is playing really well. I agree, Ryan.
I think they did well. If you're looking at just overall team stats, it's pretty even. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Hamilton did have a few more passing yards. I believe it was 350 for 257.
Yeah.
Rushing yards, the Elks actually got it that one. They had 120 over 65 for Hamilton. So Net offense seemed pretty even. 370 Elks to 410. Don't die on me.
I'm dying.
But yes, I mean everything when it comes down to the stats itself, it wasn't that bad. The time of possession, Hamilton had it for 31 minutes. The Elks had it for 28. Edmonton. So I mean, it was a pretty close game.
No, it was. I mean, and I mean, it looked like it in the stadium.
Yeah.
I'm dying.
Don't die. Okay, I'll read the other one while you die over here.
Thank
From
you.
Ryan. I feel they're going to get it this weekend. Build off this game, fix those smallish issues, and they will hand it to MBT and the Elks. Oh yeah, MBT. I kind of forgot about
the
that.
return. Yeah, the return of the Elks to Montreal, and MBT's at the helm, where MBT almost won last year. So that's a big storyline. And the writers have actually picked 3 out of 5 writers have picked the Edmonton Elks to win this one. So the odds are in our favor for this game. What's next? We have that Owls game.
That's well, just before we get into that, there's no transactions. I just want to let everybody know. For injuries, there are 2 people, new players in the injury list. I don't have the 6-game injury list. I don't have confirmation of who's still in there, but we did have Ativa Malga Clements. He is questionable for the game with a knee injury, and Royce Mechie, he's doubtful. Mechie, right? Is that French one? I'm sure it's French, but he is doubtful with an ankle injury. And once again, whoever is still on the 6-game injury list.
Right.
But yes, what's next? The Edmonton visits Montreal for a chance to take down the Alouettes on Friday, August 8th at 5:30 p.m. And that's an early game for
nice
Friday.
Early game for once. Well, it's because it's out east. That's 7:30 for them.
I guess. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Luckily, we get a nice 5:30 dinner and a game scenario. So that's nice. That's nice. I'll take dinner on Friday night.
I'll come back to watch. I'm going to be at the gym.
My goodness. Well, you're going to have to come back for sure for 5 o'clock, and I'm sure we'll have all the finger foods going. Yeah, I mean, this game, it's going to be interesting to see if the defense can shut down MBT and company. And I mean, we're going to talk more about the defense later on in the show. We do have some good questions about that. But yeah, I mean, I think that the Elks can win it. I think Cody Fajardo has been getting more comfortable with this Edmonton Elks offense, which is what you want to see. He is getting a lot more comfortable. And I mean, wide receivers, we're gonna get there. I do think that he could use some more competency there. But the wide receivers, that's going to be, maybe player to watch. Curly Gittens Jr. How about we throw that one down? I'm going to say a KGJ because you have to acknowledge where your holes are in this team, and wide receiver is one of them.
That'd be we always saw the MBT to Curly Gittens Jr. connection, right? So
yes, I didn't even think of that when I did that. So that was actually good. That was really good.
It would be, maybe that can be now a Fajardo to Curly Gittens Jr. connection. So
yeah.
That'd be interesting. I want to continue to see what Justin Rankin's going to do if they continue putting him in weird spots, or if he's actually going to do his job.
Yeah. How many check downs? No. And I mean, that's going to come with the offensive line. Yeah. Obviously, the offensive line is still a story with this team. Offensive line has struggled in games past. I think they still also kind of struggled a little bit in this last one, but it seems that there is improvement there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Cody Fajardo has been getting more time to throw the ball. We are seeing sustained drives. We are seeing the opponent's defense being worn down. I mean, the team looked really good against Hamilton. It was a matter of three plays. It was a matter of 3 plays that sunk the Edmonton Elks in this game.
Yeah,
because that
costly mistakes.
You can name them. Yep. The 3 plays. Obviously the drop ball.
Yep.
Right. Obviously. But that's glaring because it's right at the end, and that's usually where it's win or lose.
Yep.
The touchdown that was
Yeah, well, we still got a touchdown right after that. So
No, but the one at the end of the second where we got it called back,
right.
and it got negated.
Yeah.
So that penalty, that's number 2, and then yes, number 3 is 3rd and 1. So there's
the interception as well. I feel like that intersection was ill timed.
right.
Like it killed momentum.
Totally. You're right.
It could have really gone the other way a lot quicker if that interception hadn't happened.
I agree.
But at the same time, it's one of those, I mean, you know that there are certain things that are going to happen. I mean, offside penalties, you know, there are times that it will happen, but there are times that shouldn't happen. And once again, when it comes to a touchdown situation, everybody should be a lot more mindful of their timings and where they're at.
Totally. Yeah. Like, I mean, do a triple check on yourself if you must. But,
of course.
But
in interceptions, you could have kind of the same argument that interceptions may just happen, right? Because that's just
you're never going to play perfect football, right?
Well,
let's say that you're never ever going to play perfect football as a team. It doesn't matter what sport. But you're never going to play a perfect game.
But at the same time, when it comes to the fourth quarter, when you're just minutes away from finishing the game, you try your damn hardest not to throw an interception.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that it was a little bit of double coverage there. Stavros. I don't know how to say his last name. Cats and Sonis. Yeah, I don't know how to say it.
I saw that, and I avoided writing it for that same reason.
He's a friend of the herd, so shout out Stavros. I'm just gonna call him Stavros with the mustache. And I mean, he came in, he swooped in, he read the play, and it was into double coverage. Right now, Cody Fajardo. It's hard to say if that's what the call was, if that's a pre-designed play or whatever. I mean, I think it was also he saw his guy running, and if you look, his guy's running real quick. He recognizes that, and then all of a sudden, the play falls apart. You have double coverage out of nowhere, and I mean that's a little bit of zone defense, a little bit of man defense.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything, but it's just that timing, right? I mean, everybody can be a lot more forgiven for an interception when it happens on the first quarter than if it happens on the fourth quarter when it's about to close the game.
No, I agree.
Right? It's one of those costly mistakes at the wrong times that's just what sealed the deal.
Yeah.
And certain things just have to change. Being able to close out a game, I think it's important, because that's a frustrating part. You see promise, you see a game that is going really well, and then suddenly the fourth quarter comes by and
But then the problem too is, when it comes to complementary football as well. I mean, we haven't seen a whole ton of that with this team.
No.
We've also seen this team in years past not be able to close it out. And I think that's the most frustrating part, because we talked about this on a previous episode of the Elks Call. Where would you rather be? I think we're mentioning this every week because it's telling the story here. Would you rather be more progressive now, which we were at some point? This team was at some point, but unfortunately they stalled out in progress. Now we've made it to a point where, okay, well, we're almost winning games, but we're not. But we're almost winning games, and we're in there for 4 quarters instead of 3, which is improvement, right? It is heading in the right direction. There is a lot of hope with this team.
Yeah.
This year compared to next, like, I'm excited to see where this team's going to be next year, especially if they hold to continuity here. Like, you don't know where Cody Fajardo is going to be by the end of the season. You don't know how comfortable he's going to be, with this team. You don't know if he's going to progress, which it seems like he is.
It's nice seeing him progressing. Yes,
110%.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, it's been a lot more comforting, I'm gonna say, watching Fajardo play than Trey Ford. It's less stressful. There you go. Well, I don't want to pull my hair out when I'm watching Cody Fajardo.
No, I mean, I do have a lot of confidence in Cody Fajardo at QB1. I do think that this is the guy. I think that the Edmonton Elks were very smart in picking him up for the contract that they did. At the same time, you also had to see what Trey Ford could do. And this is now time for Trey Ford to develop more behind a veteran quarterback. And this is only going to help his cause.
Yeah. He
may indeed pick up a thing or two off of this, and he's going to come back as a better quarterback when his number's called.
I hope so.
Well, I mean, if you're not learning off of this, it's not always about what you do on the turf. It's also about what you do behind closed doors. It's also about your film. It's also about, that pre-prep. It's about all of those other small things.
Yeah.
It's not just, can you throw the ball as hard and fast as possible? Which Cody Fajardo, it looks like, he's done quite a bit of prep for these games.
Yeah.
I think that he is practicing right now better than Trey Ford, based on the media reports and
Well,
everything
he
else.
also has something to prove. That's the thing.
That's a good point.
He has something to prove. Everybody was cheering on Trey Ford. Everybody kept screaming that he's the one. He's our number one, and Trey Ford we trust. And then suddenly now Fajardo is put in a situation that he is placed against those wishes that the fans had, right? So now he has something else to prove.
Well, and Bo Levi Mitchell said it best. This guy gets disrespected so much in this league. That's a fact. I mean, Cody Fajardo came in as a backup. So you are right. You are completely right about that. Yes, Cody Fajardo does have a little chip on his shoulder. And now he gets to go back to Montreal, the team that basically let him walk.
Mm-hmm. The frustrating part is that it feels like a very similar situation that happened with MBT. And
Yeah.
you just hope that it's not going to be another one of those, right? But I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get some wins.
And MET, I think, is a little bit older. It's hard to say. Like, he's holding it down in Montreal right now, but barely.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that Davis Alexander is indeed the better quarterback.
Yeah.
In these scenarios, for that playbook, for learning off of Cody Fajardo, and coming in as that veteran behind that system, being completely acclimated to that system, a championship system.
Yep.
The Montreal Alouettes did very well in developing Davis Alexander. Now, unfortunately, he will not be playing. It's going to be MBT. MBT's got to conform to that system, and he is not quite built. The system isn't built for MBT, and he's not quite built for the system. So that's where he's struggling a bit. I mean, it is still something that's translatable. It's still something that MBT can pick up and run with, which is what he has been doing. But you can tell that there's just certain chemistries and certain there's something there with Davis Alexander.
Oh yeah.
Keeps the other teams on their toes. MBT's a little bit more predictable.
He was actually very fun to watch. You couldn't fault him for some of those touchdowns that he got during the game that we saw. I was like, come on, like that was so good. You can't fault him.
Painful.
Yeah.
As painful as it is. Game prediction real quick. Because you're going to be watching Justin Rankin. I said Curly Gittins Jr. And then, of course, a game prediction. Edmonton Elks win by a touchdown. 35-28.
Okay. You came pretty close last time, too. I know you said that it was going to be
by a field goal. By a field goal.
It was 4 points.
I think the Edmonton Elks can win by a touchdown on this one. I do have faith in this team. I would like to see them win by a touchdown. Like go spank them, right? Go get a good win in there and come back to Edmonton with some confidence.
Yeah.
So that you can beat the Toronto Argonauts, who are not sucking anymore. They're not sucking anymore. Like, I mean, they're not as bad as they were. They're actually gaining momentum.
Game, though.
I still think they're doing better. So, I mean, we're trying to bank on the Argonauts sucking, and it's not working. And the Ottawa Red Blacks, well, they're looking all right. Yeah. They're starting to not suck either. Like, I mean, we got a lot of work to do if we want to get to the playoffs or even have that conversation again. Like, I mean, we're going to be having that conversation at the end of the episode. But
okay, well.
All right. Do you have any prediction for this game, Kat?
No.
Okay. I tried, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's move along to the Edmonton Sports Update. Every time. I thought I had it this time, but I did not.
I thought you had it in there.
It only records for 30 seconds.
Oh.
Your 1-6 Edmonton Elks suffered defeat to the Hamilton Tiger Cats last Saturday. They are back in action on Friday, visiting Percival Molson Stadium with hopes of a win versus the Montreal Alouettes. Kickoff is at 5 p.m. Mountain. The 12-9 Edmonton Stingers were defeated by the Saskatchewan Rattlers by a score of 90-88 last Sunday. They visit the Rattlers for a rematch tonight. Tip-off was at 7:30 p.m. Mountain. The Edmonton Riverhawks are in action tonight, facing the Victoria Harbour Cats to finish their season before going on a playoff run. First pitch was at 6:35 p.m. Mountain. Don't forget that Love Pro Wrestling has events every month with their next event featuring the Clandestine Wrestling Society on August 28th, and then the main event on August 29th, with tickets as low as $10 featuring high-end talent. You don't want to miss out. And then the Labor Day rematch brunch.
No idea where I put that.
The Labor Day rematch brunch is on September 6th. Head on over to the Edmonton Expo Center and enjoy a Spirit of Edmonton style brunch. Presented by Sentinel Storage. Tickets are $225. Check out goelks.com for more information on the Labor Day rematch brunch. We're the Elks Herd. You're up to date.
Yeah.
All right. And speaking of the Stingers, because we just brought up the Stingers, we have some tickets to give away.
More tickets. So many giveaways today.
So many giveaways today. We do have quite a bit for everybody. So first one here. This is brought to you by the Royal Line. A new show that's, well, a new group that is coming to Shotgun Sports Network. I'm used to us bringing on podcasts. No, we're bringing on a whole group here. They're going to be covering the Edmonton Oil Kings right here in the city of Edmonton. Cody and Len, fantastic guys. We've had some pretty good chats this week, and it sounds like this is going to be happening. This is their spoiler. Ooh. This is their sneak peek, is bringing you guys some Edmonton Stingers tickets. So you are going to go ahead and text Sting. No. Let's, how about, yeah, we're going to have to do Sting because Royal might be a little tricky right now. We got to get people acclimated that one. Text Sting to 780-307-7779. Once again, that's Sting. STING. Text Sting.
For when? When is
the tickets game? Are for Friday night. So Friday night, Edmonton Stingers game. You can head on down. Mm-hmm. If you text Sting to 780-307-7779. Text us up, let us know. Make sure you text in Sting, and we will enter you in the draw. Very exciting.
Mm-hmm. That's exciting.
Free Stingers tickets.
Yeah.
Brought to you by the Royal Line. I think that's the most exciting part, honestly. Mm-hmm. Big shout out to our viewers. Big shout out to our listeners. You are rocking with the Elks Herd here on Shotgun Sports Network. Alrighty. Let's get into our second favorite segment. It's green or gold.
Oh, jeez, that was loud.
That was gold. There we go. That's gold.
You used the wrong one.
I definitely hit the wrong switch. I was not looking when I did that. Talk about blowing our eardrums out. All right, green or gold. This is our take on hot or not. Green or gold is brought to you by Stampeders Roundup. If you're a Stamps fan and you're listening to our show, I guess you could just buy some Elks season tickets and support our cause up here. Come to some games, come hang out with us. Come over to stall 182 in Lot B. You could do a lot of things that are not Stampeders things. And yes, the Elks tailgate is better than the Stamps. Yeah. That might be a lie.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the show, we're going to say it's not. You can go check out Stampeders Roundup, Jason's show on Shotgun Sports Network every week on SSN. And unfortunately, he does not have a show this week. What are the odds? He is on vacation. Much deserved. And once again, if you are just tuning in, we do see you on the stream. We did just give away some Stingers tickets, so you will have to go back a little bit to get those Stingers tickets. All right, green or gold? We're going to bring up a topic or item, and if you like it, you're going to vote gold. If you like it, you're going to say gold. But if you are not the biggest fan of it, you're going to vote green. Make sure you throw it in the herd chat. You know what to do, everybody. Vote with us. Vote with us. This is always a fun one. So, Catherine, green or gold? Let's start this off. We got two topics here. Green or gold? Country night at Commonwealth Stadium for the next home game.
Oh, no, that's green. Ew.
Green? Yeah. You're saying green for that one?
I'm saying green for that one. Personal reasons, I cannot stand country music. Sorry, every Albertan out there. Can't stand it. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I know we're gonna have to miss the game. And if there was a little bit of a plus, is that it's the country game. The country night
Terrible.
game.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's just my own personal reasons.
Terrible. Marsha, we see you in the her chat. What up, Marsha? I am going to say that country night at Commonwealth Stadium, yippee-ki-yay, it's a gold. Ken Shapka over here in the her chat, gold, yeehaw. What else do we have? Jason and I are green. Julia and Whitney are gold. So here's what it is, okay? We live in Alberta. Country night is a very popular thing.
I feel like that's a Calgary St. Peter's thing.
No, in Alberta, we have a lot of farms in general. In northern Alberta, particularly, we have a lot of farms. We have a lot of people that like country. We have lots of livestock sales. Edmonton's first hockey arena was used greatly for livestock sales and auctions. So, based on the history of this town, it's a big old, it's a gold.
You know, based on the history of this town, they should make it some bluegrass night.
We don't have a button for bluegrass, but
see, Marsha over here. Marsha agrees with me. See, I feel like country it's one of those that people either hate it or they absolutely love it.
Or they tolerate it, but understand that it's great for the Edmonton Elks and the city of Edmonton. Country.
They have their whatever tambourine going on right now.
Jamboree, Big Valley?
Oh, tambourine.
And Big Valley is, I guess it's very country.
See, that's how you know that I really don't
Big
care
Place
for
Tambourine.
It's a tambourine.
Wow.
So there's enough country here in Alberta right now.
Too much country for you?
Yeah. Too much. That's why
ridiculous.
I can't I didn't even pay attention to it. Got close enough.
Well, so to each their own. This is why we do
Yes.
green or gold. This is why we do this.
I feel like you just picked topics that you know I'm just going to disagree with you.
No, I swear. Swear. That's not the case, Catherine. All right, let's move on here to our second topic, the Edmonton Elks defense at this point in time.
Oh.
Is it green or is it gold?
What's green and gold together? Copper.
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
Is it green or is it gold?
I don't know. That's a hard one. Like, I feel like there's really good moments, and then I feel like there's just really bad moments. So how do you pick? Like, what do you pick? What is your choice here?
Mine?
Mm-hmm. See, you're even having a hard time trying to figure this out. Like, when you don't have to disagree with me. It's hard. It's hard.
Well, I mean, okay, so based on that Hamilton Tiger Cats game, right? I'm gonna say gold because they're improved to the point where they are competitive right now against the best in the league. Like, Hamilton Tiger Cats are one of, if not the best in the league. They have pedigree. They have Kenny Lawler out there who didn't look like an all-star for once.
I was worried about that one.
Like, that was a big matchup that we were looking forward to, right? But then they also have like pretty bad performances where they let well over 30. Like, it's
and that's just it. It's
I'm saying gold though because I think that they're actually progressing now. Also, contrast that to how much Ed Hervey spent on the defense.
Yeah.
Do you wish you saw a little bit more? Sure, but at least they are progressing to the point where they can roll with the big dogs.
I feel like for me, I would go more towards a green, mostly because of the fact that it's just not good enough. Right. And now at this point, like you say, with how much is being spent on on them, they are improving, but it's just not good enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same kind of issue when you get to the fourth quarter and you're just not able to close it out.
Yeah.
It's just not good enough. And when you're not able to get to that point that you know for sure that, you've said it before, defenses win championships.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm unless you watch a game and they win the game and you're like, oh yes, they won because of the defense.
Right.
We haven't had that.
No, but we've had huge defensive stops. Like huge defensive stops. Like they are getting those stops now late in the quarter.
Yeah.
They're like, they're closing the door.
They're improving. But if I would think of a spectrum between green and gold, I would put them closer to the green than the gold. Not green, right? But
you have to pick one. This is the segment. You can't pick in between green and gold.
Yeah, that's why you made me you forced me to pick one, and I would say green at this point. But at this point.
Ryan here in the herd chat does agree with you. We say it's neither. It's gotten better, but not gold. So they're not quite saying it's at that gold point yet. I like that. And then Ken here, gold getting better and better. I agree. They're starting to gel. They are actually improving week over week, which is what you want to see with this team.
See, just like Ryan over here also says, they need to have more than one good defensive game before I'm willing to call it gold.
That's fair. Right. This is what is great about this segment. We make you vote in absolutes. It's either good or it's bad. It's neither.
Not in between.
You can't say neither. I mean, that's you can't do that. But yeah, I mean, I do think that they are getting better week over week. I do like. I like the points that you bring up. I do think that it is more of an in between, but for the sake of the segment, we're talking in absolutes today. So, big one. Thank you everybody for joining us on that one. It's always a fun segment. Love green or gold. All right. Now we do have another giveaway, and this is actually, I think, our biggest giveaway to date on the show. And somebody's going to get really lucky here. So big shout out you for listening. A bunch of tickets and our tailgate spot at Lot B, Commonwealth Stadium, Edmonton, Alberta, 11100 Stadium Road. You are going to text, and this is a 2-week contest, so no winner will be immediately announced on these ones. The tickets are for Friday, so yes, winner will be contacted tomorrow morning. For those tickets, once again, that's code STING, all caps. Sting.
For the Stingers game.
That's for Friday. The Stingers game on Friday. That's 780-307-7779. But if you want these tickets and tailgate pass, you're going to text HERD. HERD, all caps, HERD.
So once again, this is going to be for the August 15th.
August 15th versus the Toronto Argonauts, our tailgate spot for the next upcoming game. You get to enjoy the game like the Elks herd. So first time we've ever done this. We generally do not do this. This is because we will not be there for that game, celebrating some friends getting married. So once again, if you want to enter this contest for the tailgate pass and potentially 4 tickets, so 2 adults, two youth, right? So it's a whole family package here. You're going to text HERD, HERD, to 780-307-7779. Hit it up. This is open for our listeners, everybody that listens in on EST as well. Anybody that tunes into the show, everybody's eligible. Text us up. Stingers tickets for this Friday, and then the Elks Herd Experience package is what we're going to call it.
Ooh.
The Elks Herd Experience. Ooh. The Elks Herd Experience. All right, we can only use that for green or gold, so I'm not gonna get into it too much. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we're not over yet. This is our final segment. We have to bring back the fan favorite. This is a fan show tonight. You are our guest, so this is the fan forum. We're gonna get into a good one tonight. This fan forum is brought to you by Argos Fancast. Join Clay, Will, and Sir Douglas as they give you the latest from Argos land right here on Shotgun Sports. Now, in this segment, we are going to be talking about the hottest topics surrounding the Edmonton Elks and the CFL world as a whole. So make sure for the last time tonight, Herd Chat, we see you in there now. We got to see you a little bit more. Make sure you blow up that Herd Chat and get your comments and questions onto the show. And of course, if you have a Herd Chat, if you have a fan forum question, make sure you throw it in the Herd Chat. We want to bring your questions onto the show. So let's do this. Let's open it right up here. Let's open up the fan forum. This is the final segment of the night. All right. Question number 1. The Edmonton Elks are now 1-6, looking for answers to many questions. In the latest loss to the Hamilton Tiger Cats, the team was basically one catch away from a victory. Does this team have a wide receiver problem?
Yes.
Undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly. Yes, they do. We've talked about this before. I feel like they're just missing the one. They're missing the one wide receiver that every single team should have, that they have, that we expect, that we had. And suddenly now we're left with question marks.
Now, do you think that it could be a coaching problem? Like could that be coaching in those scenarios, or is it just simply like the player? I guess like it's pretty black and white when Cody Fajardo throws a perfect ball to Keon Julian Grant, and unfortunately he does not catch it.
I think it's a little bit of A and a little bit of B. I think I don't know. I think in many of those situations, I would put it more on the player. I mean, especially that particular scenario. But at the same time, we've seen that with other players as well, or even just the fact that you're bringing running back into a wide receiver position because you don't have a proper wide receiver.
It's also that's also design play where running back runs up the field and makes it to like that first down spot. Sure. There's a check down. There's certain reasons for Justin Rankin getting the ball. There's good coverage on our guys. The film on us is crazy. Like people are eating that film.
We see it a lot too. That there's often running backs that will be the ones getting the touchdowns, 100%, right? But in passing plays, though, that's where everybody should have kind of their own designated job.
But that is his job. Like once he makes it past the line, Justin Rankin's job is to catch the ball. That is a design play on every single football team. So I mean, that's once again that's your backup. Like when you need an absolute bailout on a pass, your running back is most likely there. Now there is also design plays where yes, your running back all of a sudden swings out and goes for a big catch. Yeah. Shouldn't be that way though. You have receivers, not running backs, for those scenarios, right?
For a reason. And I mean, it's yes, just like Ryan says here. If you wanna read it over here.
They're missing that key receiver. Not saying Gino was the answer, but it's a receiver like him that they're missing. If the ball is near them, they're bringing it in. 90-10 balls, as we've talked about on the show again, right? In the past. 90-10 balls, that's what we're looking for here. Now, I do also like Mick Ossie's comment here. Shout out Mick Ossie. It's Killam's fault. He's a stampeder. Wait. There we go.
Wow. But I do agree with Ken as well over here, saying that the plays are not receiver centric, but routes are poor.
And I think the routes. I mean, I think they're pretty predictable. Once again, the play calling is still a bit predictable. The playbook is still a bit predictable. That's why I'm saying, when you see so much coverage on our guys, well, that's film. The other team is eating our film for breakfast.
Yeah.
It's too predictable.
Yeah. Have better plays.
Yeah, simply put.
Make better plays at this point. Just make them.
Well, and also getting
just the playbook.
Well, yeah, but it isn't just a playbook. It's also, there's certain plays that are wide open and the wide receiver has to catch it. Yeah. Going back to what Ryan Nervous here was talking about, the whole Gino, Ed Hervey superstar comments. That was a big thing that happened in the offseason, and Ed Hervey was very, very confident that he could find wide receivers. Well, the problem now is that the wide receivers that you've chosen, the wide receivers that you've picked up and claimed are better than, let's say, Gino Lewis. Well, please tell me how much better they are. When Gino Lewis is still performing with the Red Blacks, despite, Drew Brown being in and out of the lineup, inconsistency with that team over there in Ottawa, Gino's still making plays.
Yeah.
So there is a value in having a 90-10 player such as Gino, such as Kenny Lawler. Where are the Hamilton Tiger Cats this year without Kenny Lawler?
Yep. Yep, I agree.
Right?
And who do we have? And that's just it. Who do we have?
Well, Zach Mathis is supposed to be the guy. He's injured.
And even then, Zach Mathis was a little bit questionable at the beginning of the season.
Suspect. Very suspect. I think that once again, that was just things were just a little bit too disjointed still at that point. I think that the chemistry still wasn't there. I think that the team still obviously has to develop even now from this point moving forward. But you take a look at our wide receivers, and let's get back to that question: who do we have? Well, Keon Julian Grant, Curly Gittens Jr., Zach Mathis, who's now injured. We let JJ Lapp go. That's something I'll never let down. Who else? Like for Javon Lee, technically can catch the ball, but he's more of a running back. Stephen Dunbar Jr. Can't be discounting that guy because if anything, I think he's been the closest thing to a number one. But then where is he on those types of plays, right? Like, and he had a couple of bad drops the week before as well. So there's no consistency with our wide receivers in general. When you're looking at Stephen Dunbar Jr., you're looking at the performances, and he's technically right now like one of our best wide receivers. Well, there's barely anybody else.
I know,
right? Like you do got to have proven, tried and true wide receivers in order to move along, right? And I mean, two weeks in a row for Keon Julian Grant. Like, I'm not trying to harp on the guy by any means. Like, great guy, glad to have him on the team. But at the same time, like,
it's accountability.
I'm surprised he didn't have like a dinner on Delta scenario after that last one. Like
it's 100% accountability for something like that, right? I mean, especially twice in a row, and just in situations that definitely should not happen. Like at that point, like, don't make excuses for the guy. It's one of those make it or break it kind of
things. It was square in the chest, right? Yeah. So all in all, does this team have a problem at wide receiver? I think we can all agree that's a yes.
Yeah.
Could it be a little bit of coaching? I think that the roots are stale. I think that Cody Fajardo's starting to find chemistry, and also once you have that chemistry, well, then you can build on the playbook.
Yeah.
So Jordan Maximic, the ball is in your court, figuratively and literally. But we got to see a win.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing, is for all of this chatter to go away, and for some of these questions, if you want this to go away, well, you got to win. And I mean, dropping balls, that's not going to make these conversations go away anytime soon. I would like to see them maybe make a move or two for wide receivers, or even switch it up a bit, bring in one of the gentlemen from training camp. I just saw that. Benjamin Victor. I know that he was in on this last game. I don't recall seeing too much from him, but maybe give him more of an elevated role. Like he ended up winning a championship with the Birmingham Stallions. This guy can catch the ball.
It's like
we know he can catch the ball.
Seriously, if you think about it, the number one spot is wide open for any of these guys to get it. Like, who doesn't want to be recognized like a Gino Lewis?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to be recognized like as being that guy that will get those balls?
But the thing is right? There's a certain piece to being elite. Like, Gino Lewis doesn't just snap the fingers and get it, right?
He worked for it.
But he works really, really hard for it.
But that's what I mean. That's a push for all these guys to get better.
Yeah, but this team first and foremost needs to push for team wins, team cohesion. Like, that's a thing, right? It's really easy to say that
be better,
and catch the goddamn ball. I mean, I wish it were that easy and we can just get it done.
Can we at least leave it at be better? Don't drop the ball.
But then with so many losses, your confidence is taking a toll. Like, I mean, the confidence is taking hit after hit after hit. Yeah. This team is now lacking a little bit in confidence here.
Yeah.
So, maybe if you think if you're getting those throws and you're making those catches every week, then yes, you're going to feel confidence in it. But, the one time you get that big play and you can make it happen. Well, not even the one time, in back-to-back weeks. And he can't make the big play. He did the week before. He did make a big play, but he did drop the ball right before that. So now it's your opportunity to make that big catch again. It's over your shoulder and it's on the turf.
Yeah.
How does that help your confidence?
Yeah. 100%.
You go back to work, I get it, but no longer do you have that same like hunger, right, to do well. You don't have that like pedigree and that championship mentality, and
you know what? It could create a hunger to make sure it doesn't happen again. But it really depends on
But we've said this for so many years in a row. The team has to hate losing enough to win, right? And I mean, I think they're there. I think you're right. I think that now, like with this Alouettes game coming up, I think they're going to be hungry enough. 0 drop balls. Yeah. That would be nice to see, right? Maybe that's you got to start somewhere.
They need to start practicing with things that
Wear
oven gloves. Throw babies.
You can't do that. You can't do that. No.
They will not drop a baby. I guarantee it.
But very good point. I see where you're going with this now. No, I was going to say oven gloves. Like catch balls with oven gloves so that when you have your good gloves on, then you can catch the freaking ball. But luckily we are not coaches. They are. They get paid for those decisions. We do not. We just...
My coaching style would not go well.
We don't even get paid to talk about this. I mean... It's amazing. All right, let's move on to our second question here before we close the fan forum. This team, question number 2, this team is looking at a 1-7 square in the eyes. And while a victory is plausible, it's also not given. And with Montreal looking good in the East, one must contemplate if the team still has a shot at even making the playoffs. So let's say the Edmonton Elks do lose on Friday. Do you think the team can make it to the playoffs?
I don't think they make it to the playoffs this year.
At all. You're already counting them out. You are not positive. Zero optimism.
And it's not, no, I'm being realistic because there are teams out there that are doing really well. They're playing really, really well. Even teams that we weren't expecting that we're going to do well are doing well. So it's just a matter of being realistic and understanding that whereas we had a setback. We had a 2, 3, 4 game setback that just in that alone, it can truly be the make it or break it kind of point, right? At this point, we're literally, we have to win every single game.
Right.
For us to be able to make it.
Well, okay, no.
So maybe not necessarily every single game, but you know what I mean.
Back it up, because I will let everybody know right now that there is a winnable 3 games on deck. So it's Elks in Montreal, and then it's Argonauts at home, and then it is in Red Blacks in Ottawa versus Red Blacks in Ottawa, and then we have our Labor Day series. So that right there is a potential. That's 6 games right there. That's 6 games. Toronto, like we said, isn't exactly the strongest team right now. Ottawa, winnable. We've beaten them once already this year, so we can beat them again. Yeah. Montreal is obviously the first step here, and if you win against Montreal, you have crazy momentum moving forward.
Yeah.
Especially at that home game, coming back home in front of your fans, hot summer night, beautiful, beautiful game to go to. I think that they can win that one.
Yeah.
And then you have your Labor Day series, right? So, so I mean, that would technically actually be 5 games. And then after that, you have Toronto and then Hamilton. So that Hamilton game is the most unwinnable game. It's in Hamilton. We also don't know what happens with Hamilton between then and now. We don't know what happens with the Elks between then and now. And that's, once again, 6 games away. So I think that they can win 5 out of the next 6. Calgary's obviously going to be really tough. Depends on if Vernon Adams Jr. is back in. Depends on how the health of the team is. So there's a lot of what ifs in this stretch. But can they make the playoffs even right now? I have hope. I'm going to be optimistic. I think it's a pretty tall task. Can they win it? Yes. Will they? Or can they win into the playoffs? Yes. Will they? There's a lot more doubt on that statement.
Yeah.
I think. We're still going to be realistic, right? I like what Mick Ossie said here. Reminds me of this. Playoffs. We just need to win a game. Don't talk to me about playoffs. Yes, the infamous Colts coach. That was amazing. Good job. Good job, Mick. Ryan here, they would have to go on a tear if they lose this one. Still possible for a crossover, maybe. But they need to start winning this Friday or next Friday at the latest. And I think I like what Ryan said there. Next Friday at the latest. The clock is running out for this team.
Yeah.
Very, very fast. I would consider if they lose these next 2 games, I would consider them done for the playoffs. I do not think there's any hope in HE double hockey sticks that this team would make the playoffs, especially if they lose the next 2. Now, if they lose the next one, they have to go on a crazy tear. I've seen the double E go on a 7-0 tear before. So, I mean, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but that was also with a legendary quarterback named Michael Riley. Everybody drink. Michael Riley, mentioned for the second and now third time. Yeah. Sorry, everybody.
Like what Ken says over here, we have a chance. I will always say we can make it, baby.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at on it as well.
Where I'm at is prove me wrong.
That's fair. Well, and I mean, when you've watched so many years of losses, I think that many fans are in show me mode. Yeah. I think we've talked about this last year on the show. It's now show me. Fans don't necessarily want to renew tickets right now because they want to see the results. We went through this whole Trey Ford fiasco. We managed to get season tickets in due to the Trey Ford fiasco. And now it's another slump. Cody Fajardo balling out. I think that he can do it. I think that he can pull off the win, especially in Montreal. That would be fantastic. So, but yeah, once again, getting back to that question, do they still have a shot? I think they do, even if they do lose on this Friday game. But if they lose that next following Friday after that, yeah, we're in for it. Also, just a reminder to everybody that that Montreal Alouettes game 5:30 once again. So I know that in the Edmonton Sports Update I did say 5. It's actually 5:30. Missed the 30 in that one. Alrighty. I think this is the end. This is the end, Catherine. We are at the end of the episode. We did have a couple of giveaways in there, so make sure if you haven't already, go back, go find those giveaways. We want to give a very special thank you to everybody that is listening or watching tonight, tomorrow, whenever. And I mean, you could be listening on Edmonton Sports Talk, but you could also be watching on Shotgun Sports Network or on the Elks Herd. You can also find us on Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you give us a like, a subscribe, a thumbs up, a favorite, all of those things. That's how you show your love over here at the show for now. But until next time, my name is Scout, a.k.a. the rep from Section X.
I'm Catherine, a.k.a. Do You Even Elks?
We're going to officially close the fan forum, and we're going to close off this show. We are the Elks Herd. This is the Elks Call, and we will see everybody on the next episode. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Cheers,
Have a
everybody.
good night.